Okay, so I want to go over this last problem in 6.2. It's a graphing calculator problem. Find all solutions. And so we're going to go over to the graphing calculator. The first thing is you want to check your mode. Make sure you're in radian mode. Okay, and then we have y equals, and it was x squared plus 2 sine x. Make sure you close that parentheses right there. Minus x raised to the 3. Then you have to make sure you come down because you're still up there in the exponent. And then minus 4 cosine x. And I want to just double check it and make sure I have it right. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is go to your window. So it sets 0 to 2 pi, so we're going to go 0. And then we put in 2, and then pi. And then you notice it turns it into a decimal, but that's fine. The x scale is not important. Y min, I'm not really sure. I'm going to try negative 3 to 3. And I think that should be good. And then I hit the graph. And so it hits the axis twice. And so that's what we're looking for, is those two numbers right there where it hits the axis. And so what I do is I go second, trace, and the second one down is called a 0. And that's what we're looking for. And so the first thing, it says left bound. And so you have to move your cursor somewhere to the left of that point right there. So like somewhere right in here. So what I'm going to do is, I don't even see my cursor, so I'm just going to start hitting this left arrow. And you can see it's coming up. And there it is. And so I put it somewhere to the left of where it hits the axis. And then I hit enter. And now it says right bound. So I need to put it somewhere to the right of this point right here. So I'm just going to move it a little bit right there. Hit enter. What happened? Okay. Let me see what happened here. So I'm going to have to start over. Second, trace, 0. Okay, left bound, right bound, and I hit enter. And when it says guess down here, you just hit enter. Okay, and so there's one of your answers, 1.1524. All right, and then we just start over. Second, trace, 0. And now I have to do it again. So I need to put it somewhere to the left of that point right there. So like maybe somewhere right here. Right about there, and I hit enter. And then somewhere to the right of that point. So maybe right about there, and I hit enter. And when it says guess, I hit enter. And 1.8833, we round it. And those would be my two answers. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I checked one of these, and for some reason it had something like 1.8832 as the answer, and so it marked it wrong for me. And so you got to watch that, especially on a test. On the homework, it's not quite as important, but when we get around to test 3, if you see something like that where you put in 8833 and it marked it wrong because it said the answer should be 8832, let me know. I don't know, there's a little tiny flaw somewhere in there, but what we did is correct, and those two answers should be the correct answers.